Here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another fantastic episode of GameStack Podcast. Right here on We Just Love Games Network. This is episode 124, The Prodigal Son Returns. And you could probably imagine why we named the show title this, because Rick is back for tonight.
Yeah.
So, hello, Rick. Welcome back to the show. How you doing?
Good.
Where's security?
I don't know how he got through. Also, hi, Shalene. Hello, Shalene. How are you?
Hi.
Is that a beer cozy?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my, you are so bougie. You're so bougie.
I mean, not
You've
really. It's
gone
got, like,
full dad.
strands coming-
Full dad.
I have a great dad story.
Are you wearing socks and sandals right now? Or maybe like Nikes and white socks?
Oh,
You look
I did do.
you look
I
good
did-
though. You shaved your head.
I get called a skinhead every day. It's nice.
It's not really, but it's growing in though.
I
don't
keep
know.
shaving it. It keeps coming back. I don't know why.
I like this
Thank
version
you
of
for getting
Rick.
the hint.
I like this version of Rick, and then I also like the slicked back version of Rick with the sideburns.
I
Yeah.
like that. It's just too much work with my current commute.
My favorite Rick is Pompadour Rick.
Pompadour Rick. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
That sounds like your Lucha Libre name.
Yeah.
Hello,
yeah, everyone
I am
likes it.
Pompadour Rick.
Yeah, I get two comments. People miss the chops, and then they call me skinhead. So,
I love it. So,
yeah, it's
so
fun.
how are you two doing? How's life, Rick? How's life?
Oh, it's been fun. It's been crazy. A lot of fun things have been happening, and it's been we're moving forward with getting a house. So hopefully I'll have a little bit more.
Yes.
I know, and hopefully the commute time will be lessened, so I'll have some more time to do, this again.
Mhm.
But yeah, things have been crazy and fun. I do have a fun story to tell you because the whole dad thing, right? So there's this local joint we go to in our town. It's a little pizza shop, and me and Sarah, we dropped our kid off for dance or whatever, and we go to this little pizza shop because we get some food, and we're pulling up there, and as we're walking in, a cop car kind of pulls up in front of it, and so we're like, that's interesting, and we walk inside and sit down, and people are talking, like older folks, and we just hear older folks going, kids these days, blah 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 blah, their parents should get arrested too, blah blah blah. And I'm like, this is gonna get interesting. And we were trying to figure out like what happened, and the cops come in, and the waitress comes out, she's like, it's back in the kitchen. So they go back in the kitchen. We're like, all right, so the cops are here now, and the waitress comes out, she's like, I'm sorry, I'll be with you in 1 second. We're like, no, take your time, it's fine. The second cop car pulls up, and we're like, what the frick happened in this joint? It's like usually, yeah. And
You're
so,
like, I wish I was here 10 minutes earlier.
right, yeah, like something really interesting went down. So the waitress comes over to take our order, and Sarah was like, are you okay? She's like, I'm fine. She's like, actually it happened before we got here, or before I got here at like 3:50, because we were there at like, I don't know, 7 something. But what had happened apparently was at 3:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, two 14-year-old girls walked right into the dining room where people were eating, walked through the dining room to the very, very back where the restrooms were, took a rather large mirror off the wall that both of them need to hold, and then carried it through the dining room and out the front door.
Huh?
Yes.
But why though?
And I'm dying because I'm just like in my head picturing what this looks like.
How
And,
nice?
like,
How nice was the mirror?
it was just a big giant mirror with a
I mean,
black
Is it
border.
probably like the plain mirror that has like the little plastic nubbins that hold it to the wall, or like
no,
that's
it
what
just,
you
it
usually
just looked
find?
like a
in,
big
like,
square mirror.
or did
you
it
know?
have a beautiful frame?
No,
Or
Of
it was
all
just-
the
it looked
things
like
to
a standard. I know.
walk
yeah,
off
it
with.
just- it was just and so I found a picture online from the security camera, and sure enough, it's just two girls. And I realized that like if I were a waiter and walked out to see this, I probably wouldn't have stopped them because I would have been like, what, like just gobsmacked at the whole situation.
well, they probably thought the same thing too.
and it worked because they got out. And then so what happened was apparently they
And she
put
said that this happened before.
no, before she got there for her shift.
Oh.
I
So
feel like
that's-
this must have been a TikTok challenge.
Maybe, but the cops apparently went to a park where a bunch of like teens were at and corralled all of them, and then none of them were the right person, and somehow the mirror ended up in the girl's parents' car. Anyway, this whole
Was
thing's
the
going
mirror
on.
some kind of a demon portal, or
Did they just
or
have a lot of
something, like,
cocaine? Maybe.
it's-
I don't know. It's a small town. Things must have been boring that day, but I'm laughing. as this
Archon
whole
in the
story's
chat
going.
says it wasn't me. It was my twin.
and and so I'm laughing. As I'm composing myself, the conversation is dying down, and I say out loud, well, now they will have time to reflect on their actions, I'm sure.
No.
No one caught it.
oh, that's why you're back, isn't it? Where people get your humor.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so good.
I was so frustrated. Although like the old dude sitting like one table in front of me like whipped right around as I said that, and I didn't make eye contact.
You
but in my
alerted-
head, I'm like, he knew.
Yeah,
His
you
dad
alerted
knew me.
all the
You guys
dads
had a
in the
moment.
vicinity. Yeah, brilliant.
But it was
That's so
I just
good.
I could not help but laugh because it just seemed like such a cartoon moment, you know, like of all the things. I thought that like some person had gotten mad and they like, you know, yelled at the the clientele or something, or they went back
or
in the
like
kitchen
somebody's
and ran it.
bleeding in the
yeah,
back
at
kitchen.
the point where you
and then-
said it's in the kitchen, I was thinking they had a line cook drop dead. Like,
Yeah. Or
from
like
the
a line
heat
cook
or
with a
something.
knife.
Yes.
Yeah. From.
No. Two dumb teens stole a mirror.
Oh yeah. That's
that is
Anyway.
wild.
that's a brilliant.
fun.
You know
Fun
that
story.
kind of stuff only happens, I thought, in New Mexico. But I guess America's a weird place, man. It's weird things
fun.
happen there.
It's fun.
Yeah. How about you, Shalene? How are you doing?
okay.
Yeah?
I'm okay.
Huh.
Yeah. It was not that bad of a week.
Okay.
So-
Okay. Yeah. Well, we've got the band back together. And
Doing our reunion tour, playing all the hits.
yes. And don't forget, the show is sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. If you head on over to oakandcrow.com, you can pick up a bag of We Just Love Coffee Blend, and $2 from every bag goes to the Children's Miracle Network. Do we have anything else that we need to mention tonight?
Well, we are the number 5 video game podcast in Niger. So
Oh, really?
thank you, Nigerians, or more likely
Yes.
VPN users.
VPN users. Yeah. Or
Yes.
Joseph Tao is on a very long extended vacation. And that's probably why we haven't seen him for a few weeks.
Indeed. So, number 5 video game podcast in Niger. That's GameStack.
Nice.
Well done, everyone. Good job. Yes. So that is now Turkmenistan and Niger that we can check off of our list for number ones. Yeah.
Mhm. I think
Oh,
there
top
was
5,
Lithuania
sorry.
for a while too. Yeah.
Lithuania.
Where?
Yeah.
Armenia? Oh, Lithuania.
Yeah.
And we're just like that whole middle section of Europe down to Africa. We're hitting that.
That's. We also have some other pretty good news. Shalene, did you want to tell the people?
Yes, we got some 5-star reviews on iTunes. I'm really excited
Yes.
about it. Is that the news you meant?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's the
Okay.
news. Yeah, that one.
Good deal. Okay. I was worried that I dropped the ball on this.
No, I just.
But we have a couple of new 5-star reviews. We really appreciate everybody who leaves a 5-star review on iTunes or your platform of choice. That really helps the show to grow. The first one is from AX4X Boost. from the US, who says, fantastic bunch to listen to. I started out listening to the old podcast a few years ago. I mostly listen on here while I'm at work, but I try to make the live stream when I can. The three of them have great chemistry together. The show is pretty well put together. Great to listen to for gaming news and info with humor tied into the mix. Keep up the great work. Thank you for listening, Boost.
Yes.
We also have one from Dr. Ven from Canada.
No
Dr.
relation.
Yes.
No relation. Can we just talk about this for a minute?
Technically,
This
you're
is
not a doctor
actually
yet, right?
not me. It's actually
Yeah.
not me. I
Yes.
swear.
Dude, what if it's you from the future?
Oh, that would be great.
Don't do this
At
to
least we know
That's
now
your
that you
way.
have
Don't-
achieved that doctorate.
me. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah.
Dr. Ben from Canada says, brilliant show. The hosts jive so well together, and it's a one-stop shop for games. I'm a new listener, but I already feel at home. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Ben. We're very glad to have you as part of the community.
That's wild. So if you're listening, Dr. Van, after the fact, join the Discord and tell us who you actually are, because now I want to know. I'm so curious. Are you a doppelganger?
I mean, I'm sure you know Dr. Ben because he's from Canada and you're from Canada.
Right.
And
yes,
that's how
and there's
this
only
works,
5
right?
of us here, so
I've seen your concentrations of population. You know everybody. It's up there.
how can people send us a 5-star review shout out?
You can post your 5-star review on iTunes. That's what we usually check. I need to check. I think Spotify has reviews now. I've never
Ooh.
checked them, so we may have some there. I need to do that. I'm going to make
Homework.
But yeah, just post
Homework?
a 5-star review on your podcast listening platform of choice, and we will give you a shout out on the show when we see it. So thank you.
I'm now curious if we have
Yeah, I'm
any.
just making myself that note. Check Spotify for.
I don't even
reviews.
know how do you even look at the reviews on Spotify?
I have no idea. I don't use Spotify.
I don't
I've
think
never
there's
seen-
I don't think there's actually reviews on Spotify.
Maybe- I
I
thought-
don't think.
I had heard there was.
I haven't seen
Anyways,
reviews.
It's entirely not something we should be discussing right now.
also, people need to know how to join other things in the community, like the Discord. Do we have any news or developments from the Discord community?
There are no new people in our Discord. Again, apparently we have reached maximum terminal velocity of Discord. But if you would like to join our Discord community, you can do so by clicking the link here on our Twitch page at twitch.tv/WeJustLoveGames. Alternately, you can send us a message on social media and we will send you the invite link. We do encourage our listeners to join that Discord community because it's a really great place to hang out and just chat about games and other stuff too with really interesting, fun people. I really enjoy just hearing the commentary from everybody in the Discord. It is so well behaved in there as well. It's a wonderful, clean and tidy corner of the internet. And I love it there.
It's because gamers are the coolest people.
We are.
Yeah, that's
Apparently
really what it is.
Apparently at work there's a big throwdown between Mario Kart on Switch and a few people, so I think that'll be interesting to see. Then
You're gonna be like,
definitely all interesting people.
Step aside.
No. Mm-mm.
I love
These,
Mario Kart. I'm so
These
bad
guys
at it.
claim to be very, very good.
Oh,
We'll see.
okay.
Well, I think we
Secretly
should make
working
them
with
prove
like a
it.
world #1 like Mario Kart aficionado.
I am working with someone who is apparently, or was apparently, like in the top 5 or 3 Hunt Showdown players. I
I
yeah,
remember
you
you
were telling
talking
us
about
about
that.
that.
We were
Mhm.
hoping that maybe someday he could backpack us.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Well, we do have a show for you tonight. We are going to go through some of August's new releases now that it is the beginning of the month, and I'm so happy to have Rick here to do that for us because this is his baby, and Shalene's gonna take us through some news. We also have some GameStock news and update on the video game stock market and what's going on in that industry. We've got a special surprise for you this evening, also from a listener, and then we have amassed a large list of screenshots and stories once again. Good job, community. On the last episode of GameStack Podcast, episode 123, Shalene and I had to go through. Well, we went through. We didn't have to go through. We went through willingly the 19 images that were submitted from various people in the Discord community. So
I really
absolutely,
enjoy that segment.
absolutely, yes, it's definitely taking off. I think quite a bit. Actually, I see screenshots and there's new screenshots coming in as we're talking right now in the Discord. I'm sorry I can't get them in on this episode, but they will definitely make it into 125. Yes, so let's hop right into the news. So, Rick, what are the new releases?
Oh, we've got quite a few. We've got on August the 2nd on the Switch, we have Before We Leave. And also on the 2nd, we have the Mortuary Assistant PC. There's a sim game for you, I'm sure.
Mortuary Assistant?
I've
gotta look.
To the Googles.
We've gotta look.
Is this like Bernie the game?
Gosh, that movie was so good.
Bernie
So good.
the game, like Weekend at Bernie's?
No, Bernie-
There's a Jack Black movie called Bernie.
Okay.
If you've never watched this movie, you
You
must
need to.
watch it. Rick recommended it to me, kind of forced me to watch it, and
Yeah.
I was so glad he did. It's now among my favorite
Oh,
movies.
this looks dark. This looks dark, you guys.
does look really dark.
Look at
oh.
this body.
Ooh.
Ah,
That is scary.
Okay.
I do not
You-
like that.
You're not streaming that, are you? Okay, good. 'Cause that's
And we've got a little clipboard and some. That's dark. That's
So-
dark. Okay, next.
if
Next.
you're
Anyway.
expecting corpses in the mortuary assistant,
Look at his
this isn't on the podcast, is it?
Nope, we're good.
I
Not
think
that
it is
part
on the
anyways.
podcast.
Next game.
Winkies, you guys.
Yeah, I have some. Anyway,
Trigger warning
that
for
was
the mortuary
we got
assistant,
derailed by the
BTW.
second one in. All right. Also on the second, you can get Frogun for the PC, PlayStation
Okay.
4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and the Switch. What?
Is this a portmanteau? Are you a frog who's also a shogun? Or is it like frozen yogurt guns?
Maybe it's.
I want to
like-
know what Frogun is.
Frozen yogurt guns.
It's a frog.
Oh
gun.
my god, it's so cute.
It's a frog gun. Oh, maybe that's how it's
I
pronounced.
like
Frog
it.
gun.
really cute.
Look at this.
Frog gun.
Oh, well, let's get rid of that audio.
Yeah,
Oh,
we don't
it's
get
really
it.
That's
cute.
so cute.
Okay, hold on.
Is this on?
Oh,
This
oh,
is
my heart's just
adorable.
melting. Look at this.
It's a frog that's a gun, apparently.
Frog gun, not fro
Yeah.
gun. Frog gun.
I
Wait,
am
are they-
disappointed that
Are
it's
we
not a
commenting
frog
on
with a
video that
shogun.
like the audience is not seeing?
Yes.
Yeah, this
We
is
need-
what we do now.
Oh, is it? Is this a common occurrence?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we just show it. I mean, that's the perk of showing up live on the recording. So, if you're listening after the fact, yeah, it's very cute.
Oh,
There's
there it
lily
is.
pads,
Okay.
you're jumping across, there's frogs and
Okay.
cute spiders.
No, I
and
didn't.
things.
I didn't see it on the stream. That's why I was super confused because I thought nobody was getting this.
There's always a delay, Rick.
Oh, that's right. But anyway, on August the 3rd, you can get South of the Circle, which is PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and the Switch. On August 4th, you get Camp Canyonwood Steam Early Access for the PC, as well as Plate Up on the PC. Hindsight on the Switch, PC, and iOS. Kokoro Clover Season 1 on PC and Switch. Hard West 2 on the PC. Thunderbolt Collection on the PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and Switch. And to finish off August 4th, Turbo Golf Racing on the Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and the PC. On the 5th, you get Retreat to Enin on the PC, however you want to say. On August 8th, you get Tyrant's Blessing on the PC. August 9th, Farthest Frontier, Steam Early Access on the PC. And Recipe for Devaster comes out on the PC on August 5th as well. We're jumping dates here. It's almost like
Oh,
Joseph
sorry.
Tao's on vacation or something.
It's almost just like Joseph Tao's on vacation and someone else put this list together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Put it together. On August 9th,
This is
2
why we
Point
can't
Campus
have
for
nice
PlayStation
things.
5, 4, Xbox Series X, S, and 1, and ZPZ. On August 10th, Pulling No Punches comes out on the PC. Venereal Tactics.
Woo!
Venereal Tactics comes out on the PC on August 10th. Lost in Play on the Switch and PC. Then you get Cult of the Lamb. Otherwise, never mind. On PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and X. Jeez, I don't like their naming convention.
This is what you do because I've had to take over the new releases in Rick absentia, so
Yeah.
I just say Xbox Series X, S, and 1. I don't say it a bunch.
XS1.
Yeah.
You could just say Xbox
Okay.
because both of those are Xboxes.
Okay,
and
how
we
about this?
assume that it's not like the OG Xbox.
Really?
I feel
The
like our
360?
listeners are smart enough to know that it's not like the 2003 Xbox.
Well, you never
Yeah,
know.
I mean,
So.
honestly, like, I feel like,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. All right, I think I got it. So that's on August 11th. August 11th also sees Arcade Paradise on the PC, PlayStation 4 and 5, and all of the Xboxes, not the 360 though, or the OG. That's August 11th. Rumbleverse comes out on PlayStation 5. It comes out on every Xbox console except for the OG, the 360 and the One. It also comes out on PlayStation 4. Oh, it does come out on Xbox One. I was wrong. They were just not in the right order. Also on the PC. Marvel's Spider-Man comes out on every platform except for all of them, except for PC. Is everyone following along?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Fashion Police Squad. Shalene,
Oh
your game.
my God. Fashion
PC.
Police
Oh
Squad.
gosh, let's see it. Google this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could.
While they're pulling
Okay.
that up, on August 16th, you get Blossom Tales 2, the Minotaur Prince on the Switch and PC.
Oh, this.
Does not look at all like I thought.
No. This looks like.
Oh, okay. So
It's
we're murdering people in dull suits.
No, you're shooting away their crappy clothes.
Wait a minute. What is this?
We're collecting bow ties?
Path open with red scissors. Okay,
Supreme.
you're collecting
Ooh.
Daiquiri.
A small
mocktails.
mocktail.
Oh no, here comes the fashion boss.
Oh
on
my
a
goodness,
scooter.
The 80s have come back.
Neon bra. Fashion crime
Fashion
is
crime
too
flashy.
Oh no. Oh, this is very this is cute. This is cute.
This is pretty fun.
Do you
What
see
a
the sign?
silly little
Do you see the
shooter.
sign on the wall? It said "Smells Garbo," like Wells Fargo. Smells Garbo. That's great.
That
I
is very
really
cute.
am a fan of this because I feel like this is designed by someone who's just frustrated with fashion.
Precisely. Yeah.
And
Cute.
anyway, so that comes out on the 15th. On August 16th, like I said, the Minotaur Prince. August 16th as well sees Roller Drome on PlayStation 5, 4, and the PC. August 16th sees also The Way of the Hunter on PC, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Sans 1, OG, and the 360. Also on the 16th, it looks like we have a duplicated entry. Won't name names.
Pardon?
And on the 17th, we have Robo Revenge Squad on the Xbox One only and the Switch. Cursed to Golf, because golf is a curse. That comes out on the 18th for PlayStation 5 and 4, Xbox Series 1, X and S, and the Switch and the PC. On August 18th, RPG Time, The Legend of Right, comes out on the Switch. Timesia comes out on the 18th on PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series S and X, and the PC. Mutetropolis comes out on the Switch on the 18th as well. We Are OFK. Don't know what that is.
That is a rhythm game.
Oh. Off effing key.
Oh, the art style in this is glorious. Check this out.
Oh, it's like that, like kind of retro vaporwave look.
I
to it.
love it. Yeah. Set
like
in,
that.
obviously in California.
Kind of
And
like that anime American.
yeah. Episodic, I think, possibly. Cute.
It doesn't really show much of what.
No, this is
No.
What it
this
is.
is not a gameplay trailer. Not a gameplay trailer.
So that comes out on PlayStation 4, 5, Switch, and PC on the 18th. On August 19th, Madden NFL 23 comes out on all platforms everywhere except for the Switch. How about that one? Also, A Tale of Paper: Refolded on the PC, Xbox One, Series X and X.
Yeah, I had a great uncle that had their colon refolded. It was awful. They almost died.
Oh no.
I'm turning the work switch off in my head.
Yeah.
I've got to
Foldy colon.
work. I got to work on a filter.
Foldy
It's
colon.
really hard to have a filter these days. Midnight Fight Express comes out on the 23rd, and that comes out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Saints Row. Really?
This is kind of a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a reboot.
Oops.
Oh wait, so it's a new it's a new. Is it a remake?
Like, no, it's not really a remake. It's a new Saints Row game.
Oh,
But
oh,
instead
cool,
of
cool,
being
cool.
like Saints Row 6 or whatever, it's just Saints Row.
I mean, points deducted for naming. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and X, PlayStation 4, One, and not the PlayStation 1. Sorry, Xbox One, should clarify. PC. F1 Manager 2022 comes out on the PlayStation 5 for all three Xbox platforms that are current and the PC. I was a teenage exocolonist. That comes out on the 25th.
What if it's
Oh, I thought you were making a statement.
Yeah, that comes out on the PC, PlayStation 4, and 5. SD Gundam Battle Alliance. I love really, like, just, I don't know why.
You okay,
I don't-
Rick? Rick
I
saw
thought
a
I heard
squirrel.
Squirrel. I don't know why some games come out of Japan with like really interesting names, like Gundam Battle Alliance. It just sounds a little obtuse, but you kind of get it. I like it. Plus, I'm a fan of Gundam, and I really want to check this game out.
I feel like
so-
I've asked you this before, but what is a Gundam?
It's a giant robot with a pilot inside, and then they're basically like just
Like that
military
movie with that guy in it?
yeah, like the movie with the guy in it, Shalene.
They were-
Hats on the
it was a
head.
giant robot movie.
Pacific Rim,
Yes.
similar to
Like
Pacific
that?
Rim, but cooler. Gundam is so cool. It's like my favorite anime ever. It's awesome.
Okay.
Really?
So
Shocking.
yeah,
Shocking.
I love Gundam Wing and the other subsequent Gundams because there's like a bunch of different kinds. Gundam Seed. Anyway,
Everybody in chat knew exactly what
Pacific
I was
Rim, yeah.
talking about.
so that comes out on the 25th on PlayStation 5, 4, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Pac-Man World Repack comes out on the PlayStation 5,
So
4,
is that a
Xbox One
reboot?
X and
Like
S,
it's-
Switch, and
Like it's
PC.
repacked.
Like a colon?
It's a platforming game?
Is it? Huh.
How though?
To be fair, it's surprising that they haven't had a platform Pac-Man game, you know?
Okay, we're doing a Google.
They did that with Bomberman. Bomberman was 2D, and then they took that in a platform version for the 64, a game I could never figure out for the life of
Okay,
me.
so it's like a 3D platformer.
Ooh,
Wild.
that makes sense.
Okay.
We have Soul Hackers 2 on August 26th. That comes out for all consoles except for the Switch. Destroy All Humans 2: Reprobed.
I'm actually really excited for this. Have you either of you played Destroy All Humans, the series?
No.
No,
It's so good. It's so good. Like you're like this misanthropic alien who just like really hates humans, and you have to go around incinerating humans, and everything in its path.
Nice.
Did
And
you
you've got
create this game?
what's that?
Did you create this game?
No, but I'm sure some like-minded people did. And you've got
scientists.
different missions, but there's actually a really rich storyline as part of the
Oh,
game
yeah?
itself. Yeah, like you're an alien and you work for this corporation of aliens and you hate your job, but it just makes you take it more out on humans. It's really funny. Anyways, I'm excited for this new iteration of
I'm
Destroy
also
All
a fan
Humans.
of the placement of the colon in this game title. Colon reprobed.
Yes.
That
Brilliant.
had to be intentional.
I hope.
Well, I mean, they knew that
Um,
we were going to talk about it. so,
absolutely.
yeah.
Immortality comes out on the 30th, and that is for the Xbox Series XS, PC, iOS, and Android. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: the Cowabunga Collection on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. That comes out on the 30th, along with Tinykin,
This
PlayStation 4,
one looks
Xbox
really
One,
cute.
Switch, and PC.
Okay, I want to see the footage of Tiny Ken.
Like, look at this. You're like a tiny
Kin? You're a
person,
tiny kin?
and you've got all these little alien friends that you use to.
Throw? Abuse?
I love this.
That's
I love
awfully
it.
cute.
It's
looks a
giving
bit-
me It Takes Two vibes. Is it? Not?
Lemmings, too. Kind of feels like a bit like Lemmings back from the DOS days.
Also, maybe a little like Pikmin.
Yeah. Looks like grand fun.
This is cute.
Maybe. That is available on the 30th. ORX comes out on the PC on the 30th. Zor: Pilgrimage of the Slorfs comes out on the PC for Steam Early
I wonder
Access
what a
on August
slorf
30th.
is.
I don't know. It just feels like they gave up on the name, really.
This
uh,
sounds like maybe something I shouldn't Google.
It looks like some sort of card-based game, like a deck builder. Yeah.
Dusk Driver. I can't see because Shalene's thing is in the way.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Dusk Diver 2 comes out on the PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch on the 31st. Scathed comes out on the PC on the 31st. And A Little to the Left comes out on PC, the Switch. It just says August. So I'm going to assume at some point in August, that's when it comes out.
I did
Those-
not even read through this list.
Apparently not.
You didn't even finish copying it. I'm assuming that says August 31st, but you just ended it at August.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Hey, if you didn't
need
do it, we wouldn't
Joseph
even have a
Talbach.
list. So,
Come home, Joseph.
Hey, if you don't want to pay for anything, get the Xbox Game Pass. But if you don't want that, well, get the Xbox games with gold because it's included. On the Xbox Live Gold Game Pass Ultimate, I guess there's some games coming up for that are going to be free. All of August, you can get Calico. August 16th.
Is that
through
a kitty game?
It doesn't.
It looks like a kitty game.
Something girls running cat cafes.
yep.
I can't read the first word because the ESRB rating is in front of it.
You'll need to channel the right catitude in this totally charming and fuzzy sim game, Calico. It's up to you to rebuild the town's rundown cat cafe. Create your character, choose fun clothes to wear,
The famous
whimsically
rundown
decorate
cat
your
cafe.
place for cats and human visitors, and of course, fill it up with adorable animals. With magical potions, you might even be able to ride your giant cat to work. This game is low stress, creative, and simply awesome.
She's going to play
Yeah,
it.
ride that giant cat there.
She's going to play it.
My head.
She's going to
That's what I
play it. 3 months from now, she's going to be like, so I tried out that cat game.
Everybody's been talking about this cat game.
I hear you got such a big cat down there at that cat cafe. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Do cat cafes have litter boxes?
The whole thing's probably. Ugh, can you imagine the
Ooh.
smell?
Ugh.
You can't, like, cat cafes must, like, the cafe part must not be actually a cafe.
I just imagine
Right.
in a cat cafe.
Like, you can't
Cat
actually
cafe-
eat at the cat cafe.
So, from what I know of a cat cafe, from watching James May, our man in Japan, you go there.
You're
and
so
then
worldly.
You I've spent some time on Amazon Prime. I've spent some time in the Amazon myself,
Yeah.
scouring its databases of TV,
Hacking away for days on end.
and I know a thing or three. And according to this show that I saw that was produced and scripted, there was you go to a cat cafe and you order cats off the menu that they bring to you, and then you can play with. There's like cats running around, but then there's like a menu of cats, and you
Right.
could be like, I want to see Jasper, and then they'll be like, here's Jasper, play with him and have fun.
So you can be like, this cat has a hair on it.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, so Moxie86 in chat says they're separate usually. There's one near me. The cafe is on one side and the cats are on the other.
Do you know those
Fascinating.
those really popular? I think it's in South Africa where there's like a restaurant where you go and you pick the animal that you're gonna then eat.
Yeah.
What if you mistakenly go to the wrong type of cat cafe?
Oh no, no. Rick, stop.
That one's
No.
really cute. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Whack.
No.
We went.
Rick,
It's too
no.
far. It's too far. Next. Moving on.
So anyway, August 16th through September 15th, you can get Scourgebringer. August 1st through the 15th, you can get Saints Row 2. And August 16th through the 31st, Monaco. That's Xbox games with gold. PlayStation Plus, you can get some games as well. Like
yeah, Joseph usually just lists these like out for us, so we don't even have to click through. So that's Rick trying to buy time while he clicks through the link and gets to the part where they're listed. I'm sorry.
To be fair, though, those of you with PlayStation Plus, this is going to be a good month for you because you can get Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remakes for free. And that's fantastic. I really want to play that. Although I don't think it made as much of a splash as it was supposed to. But anyway, and then Yakuza Like a Dragon and then Little Nightmares.
This
Those are
man
the-
in the purple jacket has incredible hair.
Yeah,
It's incredible. It makes me want to play this game.
there you go. Play it. It's free on PlayStation Plus. Are you actually going to play it?
No.
Okay. Amazon Prime Gaming free games in August 2022, because apparently I can't say years anymore. StarCraft: Remastered. Zach McCracken and the Alien Mindbenders. Beasts of Maravilla Island. Recompile. Scourgebringer and Family Mysteries: Poisonous Promises. Sounds like one of them down south families. Anyway, that's Amazon.
Sorry,
Prime
I don't know why
Gaming.
that struck me so funny. Okay.
You live in the South, Fender.
What?
You live in the South of Canada.
No.
You live
Actually,
in the South of Canada.
If you Google Edmonton, it is the
Is it in the
most.
middle?
It's the most northern, largest metropolis in Canada.
Yeah, but your entire like metropolis is in like the bottom third.
Yeah, that's because the top third is like unlivable. So
Is it just like ice? Just
no, it's forests and forest
Why'd you
fires
pick
and
it?
things in the forest that want to
I
kill
don't
you
live in the forest.
Then why'd you
Forests
pick
are
it?
wonderful.
because there's less people.
That's true.
I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't pick it. I didn't pick it. I didn't pick it. I just like showed up, right?
Some idiot named Edmonton did.
Okay. Well, anyways,
You're a
that's
mess.
the new releases, and Shalene's gonna take us through the rest of the news, aren't
Yeah,
you?
there wasn't a ton of news, but we're gonna tackle it. So this first article is courtesy of Kotaku by Ethan Gack, and Tencent is wanting to take over Ubisoft. They want to become the biggest shareholder of Ubisoft, which I think could prove disastrous. I'm very nervous about Tencent just growth, and they are a company that is based in China, and China's not a great place to have controlling video games. They have some very restrictive laws regarding video games, and I don't want to see them grow more than they have. I'm nervous about that. But Tencent owns 5% of Ubisoft, and Reuters reports that they would like to become Ubisoft's single biggest shareholder. The plan for achieving that is to pay double what the stock is worth and to buy stock directly from the Guillemot family. Here's a little quote here from a source that Reuters spoke to. Tencent is very determined to nail down the deal as Ubisoft is such an important strategic asset for Tencent. Tencent and Ubisoft have already partnered to bring the latter's games to China, and the aim of this deal would reportedly be to help Tencent pivot to bringing its games to a global audience. This makes me nervous. I don't like it. I don't want Tencent to own Ubisoft. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's not like Ubisoft has been printing bangers for, some time now. So, I mean, it's like
I mean, what is
maybe
Ubisoft known for?
the Assassin's Creed, the Division, they own the Tom Clancy name for the most part. Like all that's, Rainbow
Mhm.
Six Siege is all Ubisoft. Splinter Cell is Ubisoft. But again, like as of late, like their games haven't been super awesome. Also Skull and Bones, which has been in development hell for like the last 10 years,
Mhm.
is an Ubisoft property.
The Trials series.
Yeah, that too. I don't like it either, Shalene, but at the same time, it's like what what from Ubisoft were you looking forward to that may or may not be affected by this? And I will bet you it wouldn't be much. And even if it was something you're looking forward to, you'd play it for 2 hours.
I'm not thinking, okay, shut up. But I'm not thinking of individual games. I'm thinking of the impact that it could have
On the industry
if,
itself. Yeah,
yes, if
yeah.
one of America's biggest video game publishers, um, suddenly changed fundamentally in a bad way,
Yeah.
it could lead the entire industry. Ubisoft is big enough to influence the entire industry.
I mean, yeah, but it hasn't been doing good in the last few years as far as just the
I mean,
games.
they're
They've been
still printing
mediocre.
money.
Yes, they are. I will agree with that. But if this big company goes by the wayside and is completely influenced by China's censorship, then just someone else is going to step in their place and make a game that's better anyway. And I just see that as kind of the outcome of this is like, okay,
Right.
Ubisoft goes away and then somebody else. I mean, I still believe that mid-tier developers are the future of gaming, not these AAA behemoths. There's
Hmm.
very few AAA games coming out that I'm looking forward to. Most of them are small indie companies
Right.
these days. So, I mean, I'm kind of like, I don't have much of an opinion. If anything, it's just kind of like this makes sense. Like it's kind of not a shocker to see that, oh, somebody bigger is going to gobble up this bigger fish, and that's how business works. And eventually, the
Hmm.
fish is too fat, and it gets eaten by all the smaller ones because it can't move fast.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
A 10-cent move could mean greater unionization across the industry, though, especially if it makes more of a presence in the United States.
Well, I just mean that like if developers really want to make the games that they want to make without censorship or influence, they'll start their own thing. We've seen that already.
Mm.
Developers leaving and kind of starting their own thing. And I wouldn't doubt that it would be a similar story with Ubisoft if this kind of goes through and if censorship becomes the case. But it will be interesting to see how this one plays out. It'll definitely be a model going forward.
Hmm.
Completely, it's like it's almost going to be like Microsoft versus Tencent, right? Because Microsoft's buying all these little studios, and they're like, "Here's money, do what you want." Tencent's like, "We'll buy you." Mm-hmm.
I got you, boo.
So,
Strange. Strange.
Well, speaking
strange
of
bad.
spending loads of money on video games, so this is another Kotaku article from Ethan Gack. Let me read you this headline. Diablo Immortal player says he can't get a match after spending $100,000.
Yeah.
So Diablo Immortal has some pay to win mechanics that have been very controversial since the game's launch in June. And this YouTuber has spent $100,000 beefing up his barbarian. And the player's win rate is so good that the game won't even match him against other players anymore. So
Aw,
he
it's
can't even
lonely at the top.
compete in the latest game event. I okay, let me just finish the story before I start commentary. Over the weekend, Diablo Immortal YouTuber JT is all business asked viewers if he should try to refund the $100,000 that he
Yeah, that'll
spent on
work.
his account as a result of this issue. He claimed that he spent this money following the game's release, that he was able to overpower every opponent in the PvP Battlegrounds mode, As a result, he had hundreds of wins and only a few losses, and that pumped up his matchmaking ranks so high it became impossible to queue with anyone else. Here's a quote from the YouTuber. I would say it's probably somewhere around 48 to 72 hours, somewhere in between that, of only trying to queue for a battleground and never being able to get one. He told Blizzard about the issue about a month ago and said he was told the problem would be addressed in a couple of weeks. But his clan, One Times, is competing in the right to exile to defend its Immortals title against other players of the game, and JT is all business can't join them. Part of the quest line requires participating in a standard Battlegrounds PvP match, but he doesn't qualify. Here's another quote. So basically, I'm stuck as the clan leader in the Immortals clan, not being able to queue up for Rite of Exile at all. I can't do anything about it. He's also trying to earn money by being a streamer and content creator, which has been, shut down by his extreme spending. And other players in the community are just really enjoying what's the word? Schadenfreude? Schadenfreude. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's one of those words that I've read, but I don't know how to pronounce. You guys know the word I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So one of the top comments on his YouTube video says, "Congratulations, you just won in a play to win game."
Yeah.
Can't complain about it. You got what you paid for. And this is just wild to me. It's just imagine $100,000, you guys. $100,000 in one video game. If I was extremely wealthy, I can't imagine putting $100,000 into one video game.
I am known for not being a judgmental person at all. But looking at this man, knowing that he spent this money on this game and is now complaining about it, this dude never had the word no said to him quite often in his life. An entitled person, if you ask me.
I think it's really funny.
My parents bought me a Porsche and it was the wrong color.
Pretty much. That's pretty much like
you can get wrecked.
If you're spending $100,000,
you've got that money to blow. So
in a video game, and then complaining that you're not getting what you want. And somehow the amount of money that you spent is supposed to justify your ability to get special treatment over other people in a system that values equality.
Well, I would argue that the Diablo system is not.
Yes, it is a pay-to-win model.
It doesn't honor equality.
You need to take a step back and look at your life a little bit.
I guarantee
maybe instead of spending $100,000, you could have tried to get good.
I'm just going to go ahead and say we've spent too much time talking about this useless human being. Move on.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Speaking of useless,
the things we will buy.
You can buy that Minecraft.
I mean, all I'm okay. What would you stupidly spend $100,000 on?
Have you seen this room?
Rick says, as
yes,
he gestures
we're
back
in
towards
it.
A room completely full of audio equipment, both current and historic. Yeah. Now, I haven't spent near $100,000, but I will tell you exactly what I would spend $100,000 on. Vendor points at his $3,000 espresso machine.
If I had FU money, as I like to call it, you say Frank Sinatra's spittle is on this microphone? Well, yes, sir. I will buy it for $50,000. We all have our stupid foibles.
Okay. Suddenly we're justifying this person.
I haven't gone yet. If I had $100,000 and I had to spend it in a stupid way, I would buy myself a library. with like the ladder on the wheels, and I would do the thing like Belle and Beauty and the
mahogany and tufted leather chairs.
Beast.
Ooh. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's what I would do with mine.
You would buy a library.
Honestly, $100,000. I don't know. The practical side of me is like, sink it into a house.
Yeah, of course. What I would do is pay off my house. But
Yeah.
if we're talking about hypothetical dumb spending,
Stupid stuff. I'd probably put it into a camper van. Yeah.
Camper van?
Like a Mercedes, those Mercedes Sprinters that are like super jacked up, and they've got like the solar panels and the shower and like all the crazy stuff, and then just drive all over the United States and Canada, living my best life.
That sounds super fun. You could come and visit us in your camper. You could just park the camper
straight in the yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Anyways, okay.
So if you'd like to spend significantly less, you can buy a Minecraft Steve and a Minecraft Alex amiibo. They come in a 2-pack, and they cost $29.99 US. They're available to pre-order from Best Buy. These are Smash Bros. Ultimate amiibos, technically. They were slated for release earlier this year, but were delayed due to logistics and production. And they look very square. They're very
hey man, it's hip to be square.
Yeah, it's very, very true to their Minecraft models. So I knew that the Minecraft guy was called Steve, but I didn't know that the red-haired Minecraft lady model was called Alex.
I didn't know that
I find
either.
that interesting.
Really?
So,
I didn't even know this was a thing, but then again, I'm not well versed in Minecraftian.
yeah, like the default Minecraft guy is Minecraft Steve.
Okay,
I knew
let
that.
me quickly pull this up for our active listeners right now on the stream. Continue, Shalene. Sorry. Continue.
That's all. That's it.
Alex
You can
is
buy
very
some
big.
Minecraft amiibo.
Here they are. Look at them. They're cute. I like them. If I was a Minecraftian, I would buy this.
They're both blockheads.
Nice.
Cute.
Very nice. In chat, Vodka Knockers says, as someone who is actively looking for a house, I'd obviously pay for a ship at EVE Online.
Hey, Vod, you and I are in the same boat.
Sullivan Sevens Racing says that they would frame off resto on my caddy. So I guess that's like restoration of a Cadillac.
Oh, yes,
I
perhaps.
think that's
yeah,
what the car lingo means.
I have a feeling that their frame is rusting.
Ah, okay. Do a frame off. What does frame off mean, Sullivan? I'm
They would
ignorant
take
of the
their
ways of
Cadillac
car
off the
restoration.
frame and restore it from the ground up,
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay, that sounds great.
which
Sounds
is a lot
great.
of money. What year's your caddy? That depends on if you should do a frame. I'm just
My
curious.
mother always drove Cadillacs, like classic Cadillacs, when I was
yeah?
growing up. That's all she drove, and I learned how to drive in a Cadillac from the 70s.
So when I was on Vancouver Island for like 10 days, right? A few weeks ago.
Mhm.
Look at this. So our flight was delayed, as you remember.
Oh, the car show.
We stumbled upon one of North America's biggest car shows, which just happened to be going on the weekend that we got stuck in Victoria. Anyway, so look at this caddy.
Gorgeous.
Isn't that awesome? It was like it was just so pristine. It's so beautiful inside. Anyways, yeah.
That's what I would spend $100,000 on with stupid money.
Yeah.
A 50s bullet tail caddy.
Like a classic car. Yeah.
Yeah. Rick was right, by the way. Sullivan says that means to strip it down to a bare frame and rebuild it from the ground up.
I know a thing or three.
Yeah. Well, you know what else?
What?
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet look pretty cool. They did a little presentation showing the map and some information about it. There are some new Pokemon who are basically motorcycles in this game. So that's fun times. And some of the new Pokemon are very, very cute. And it looks adorable.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Is a new generation of Pokemon now?
There's one called Fido, who is like a dog that's made of bread. He's so cute. If you can just like get a picture of Fido up there.
I don't know. I
For the
don't know if
people.
this. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's.
It's really dang cute. I'm just gonna Google image search Fido and post him in the chat
Yeah, don't know. Can't tell you.
because this little guy's adorable. He looks like he's a little dog and he's made out of bread and I love him.
Oh, he's cute.
I'm
He's
waiting
like-
for people to make bread Fido.
It's like the starchy version of Princess Leia.
Then you have to eat it.
It's so cute. So cute.
I just want to put butter on him and eat him.
So gaming news has been weird lately.
I'll say.
Last week we talked about Hideo Kojima being accused of assassinating the former prime minister.
Right, that's
What?
right.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
whole I can't
that
believe
was-
you missed that.
that
was
was
that was
That was
disappointing.
wild, man.
I've been
Yeah.
elsewhere lately.
But this next one is also pretty weird. Dead by Daylight, right? You guys know about Dead by Daylight. It's like a
It's like the horror movie
multiplayer. It's a
slasher
horror,
thing.
slasher type game. It's like asymmetrical multiplayer.
Yeah.
One person plays as the killer. Well, now it's also a dating sim. So
What?
yeah.
Wow.
It's called Hooked on You.
So
Look at these sexy
what-
dads.
yeah, this is basically the
Not a dad
conceit
bod. I
here
wish I
is
had a bod like that.
what if instead
one.
of getting murdered by the
one.
killers, we
one.
kissed them instead? So this dating sim is called Hooked on You, a Dead by Daylight dating sim. It's not canon, but you can befriend or date the Trapper, Huntress, Wraith, and Spirit characters. It's available on PC. It costs $9.99. And it is a collaboration with developer Psyop, who did the KFC I Love You Colonel Sanders dating sim. That was a silly time. That Colonel Sanders dating sim was really funny.
The Rule 34 is going to be very interesting on this.
Oh my.
I'm sure it already existed
I'm
before
sure it
there was the
already
dating
exists.
sim.
Absolutely.
Oh dear.
Good
Sexy,
rouse.
sexy dead people. Okay.
But yeah, this is it's a thing. So yeah, you do you. And that's it. That's the news.
Wow.
All right.
All right.
Well, we
Somebody
also
else.
have stocks. Let's just roll right into that. Goodbye news. Man, that was weird. Okay, Sony closed out. These are prices. The change in prices are compared to our last episode last week. Sony closed out at $86.32, up 93 cents. Microsoft at $282.91, up $2.17. Nintendo down $1.94, closing at $54.06. Take Two at $127.16, down $5.57. Activision up 54 cents, closing at $80.49. Ubisoft at $46.45, up $5.35. EA also closed at $132.56, up $1.33 since last week, and Tencent at $38.50, up just 16 cents since our last week. And I do have an article here. This article is written by Sandy Ward from Morningstar, and she talks about how video games have gone a little bit stagnant in terms of purchases. And, you know, people are tired of being cooped up indoors throughout the pandemic, and, you know, they want to get out and experience other things with the lifting of restrictions. I'm not entirely sure I'm convinced on that, because gamers as a demographic are pretty introverted people. I don't think it's going to take a pandemic to sway us from video games. At least it certainly hasn't in my case. But Matt Piscatella, who is a games industry analyst at NPD Group, said the surge in new players and higher engagement from 2020 and 2021 has sort of leveled off. And we're now seeing more entertainment opportunities competing for consumers' attention and dollars. And the shift in the last few months has seen a stagnation in video game stock prices and performance over the last few months. As you can see here, most of the stocks that we do report on the show have dipped quite a bit, by anywhere from $5 to $15. And so they suspect that this is probably due to video gamers spending less. Consumers spent on average in the US nearly 13%. That those figures fell by 13% at $12.35 billion in the second quarter of 2022, compared to $14 billion in the same period the previous year. So spending decreased overall, and except in one category, non-mobile subscription services. So for the full year, spending was expected to decline, but not quite this much. And this marks a little bit, something that they weren't really expecting. Neil Macker, who is a senior equity analyst at Morningstar, said long-term growth trends remain in place, but the second half looks weak across the board with no pickup in demand. So keep an eye on the stocks. If you've got some stocks, hold fast and hold strong. Shalene's getting dividends from Nintendo, so I don't think that there's anything to complain about there.
Yes, let me just swim through my money pit.
Yes, we were talking on the last episode because her payout in dividends from Nintendo was $3.14. And we were saying that she should go buy some pie with that because, 3.1.
And I jokingly just said I was muted, but I jokingly just said, "How's your $3 doing?" without any understanding of what happened last week. But that was a good guess.
Nice. Yeah.
Brilliant.
So that's the stocks. We do have a kind of a different thing to share tonight. We've got some mail from a listener.
We do. We have a listener mail. I'm sorry. It's I've got a slight delay here. It's entirely possible that I picked up Fallout 76 for a second because Archon found a magazine I've been looking for a long time.
Are you playing? You're playing Fallout 76 right now?
Yeah, I just shut it off. I got the magazine and I shut it off. But I was.
That's how you know we are true gamers.
Archon is a bad influence on you.
Well, I mean, I've been looking for that magazine for a long time. But anyways, yes, we got mail, listener mail. It's been a long time. Let me show you the back because the front has the person's return address. So thank you, Vodka Knockers, for sending us mail.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this is.
Open.
It's funny because he sent me a DM and he said, "Can you make sure that Shalene forwards? I'm sending you something to the PO box for the show, and can you make sure that Shalene sends it to you?" And so I thought that the package was just for me, and I was being all like self-centered. But I'm glad that there's some other knickknacks in there for you guys as well.
If you would also like to send mail, you can send that to PO Box 396, Corona, New Mexico. We just love games. PO Box. Okay. So he sent a self-addressed stamped envelope so that I can send back some stickers and a postcard. If you send a self-addressed stamped envelope, I will happily send you stickers and a postcard until we run out of them. And what we have here are.
And don't forget, if you do send us some stuff, or if you would just like some things, we can send you some WJLG postcards, and also a GameStack sticker, or a few. And for now, these are limited editions, that Fallout Show stickers.
So what Vod sent us is Buffalo coasters. They say 716 on them.
That's
really
brilliant.
Good, Rick. It's really good. These are really cute.
I love it.
Yeah. So, if there's a significance for the buffalo and the 716, let us know. But thank you very much, Vod, and I will forward vendors and Rick's on to them. I work in the post office in the morning, so I can do it then.
Nice.
Wonderful.
That was fun getting mail.
Yeah, that was great. And now on to the next part of our show, what the community is playing. So this first image comes to us from, as you can imagine, Taz. It is Farm Sim, yes. He says, spotted a deer near the farmhouse. And then he also attached this one. He's in the middle of the field, hauling bales, late, the sun's going down. And he says, November sunrise in Bloomfield, Canada for FS22.
Nice.
And then this next one is God of War. This is from RTZ13. And he says, completed the story of God of War, although still staying in the world to collect things. And I must admit, I do not blame Shalene at all for not doing any skill upgrades. The story and the gameplay just carries you, and it's actually difficult to worry about skills and gear. Really easy to forget about them. And Shalene, I think you could probably better describe this for our audio listeners.
Well, he's in Muspelheim, looks like. We've got lots of like magma and lava and fiery volcanic rock happening. And this level is supposed to be one of the more difficult levels in the game. I kind of breezed through it because I was really, really good at this game at this point. So,
brilliant.
yeah, I kept hearing that people had to turn down their difficulty level, but I was like amazing at this game at this point. So
we also have this one,
felt really good about it,
which is
I love this part.
really great, really
so
great.
good, so good.
So this is an image of the mountain with the face in it.
Yeah, I can't think of what it's called, but it's been a while since I played that game.
It has, yeah. I've been kind of wanting to replay it.
And then the last one he sent is this one. They're in some sort of cavern, and there's some tables, and sort of like some stalagmites, whatever they're called.
I forget what that's called, but it's like the
hexagon formations.
Yeah, is that
yeah.
They're like crystalline.
Yeah. This next image comes from Sully, and he
Nice.
says, Sydney looking like the badass master of the wasteland that she is. And it's a picture of Sydney from Caesar's Legion.
Yeah.
And also this one to accompany it, and asks, would you drink it?
What?
And it's a sign that says Strategic Nuclear Moose. And God said, let them have beer.
I feel like that's a great name for a beer, though. The Strategic Nuclear Moose.
Right. Or a hair product.
I feel like that would also be a great name for like a esports team.
Maybe.
I prefer that it be a Canadian-based brewer that makes a chocolate stout.
Right? This next one is another one of Sydney, and he says, Sydney asserting her authority. My alternate in case I can't salvage my Legion playthrough. All these are from my roundtable character with the Fallout feed. So thank you for sending those along.
I've actually been listening to those old episodes when they were doing this roundtable playthrough, and I've been enjoying it so much.
Nice. And we also have not only a 5-star review from AX4X Boost, but also a couple of screenshots. So this one here is my son and I decided to play tic-tac-toe, and that is more important than cleaning the playground. And they're playing what is it? Pressure washer simulator or power washer simulator. And they're spraying tic-tac-toe on the ground of the playground.
That's
great.
funny.
That's great. And this one here, I struggled whether or not I wanted to include this, but I decided yes anyways. This is from Deus Mortem, and they say, Among Us public lobbies are really starting to worry me. And the first comment is, Lime hasn't really talked a whole lot. And then another person says, I'm high AF.
It's the Lime guy. It said that.
It's the Lime guy.
He's explaining why he wasn't talking.
Yeah, exactly. and then that's the conversation
That's
or the
good.
screenshot.
That's
Pretty
good.
good. Yeah. And then
I
this
like that one guy's name was Shlomo.
Yeah, Shlomo. This one here is from VOD, and it's Mass Effect. It's an image from Mass Effect. He says,
Sovereign.
this shot is from the early moments of the first game where Commander Shepard and team witness a large ship taking off, of which turns out to be, and I'll leave that blank for spoilers.
Oh, what do you? What? Wait a minute. The game came out in 2011. It's like over
Reaper
10 years
called
ago.
Sovereign. Reaper called
Yeah,
Sovereign.
it's not a
So,
spoiler at
well,
this
I'm
point.
just trying to be conscientious.
The people. It's free for most people, so they can
Okay.
go. What
That
is
is
this?
beautiful. What is it?
So this next image is of an amazing ship. It looks like a Romulan bird of prey or something from Star Trek. It's submitted to us by Satyr, and it's hovering over this beautiful planet with red and blue sort of gases. They said flew into Horizon to respond to a terrorist attack on some of the floating platforms. We managed to clear the initial platform, shutting down the hacked AA turrets. Hopped in a ship with a rando, and we flew to the final platform, landing, crashing under fire from the platform's AA and the terrorist ships. I managed to get out of the ships before it exploded. My temporary friend was not so lucky and was stuck on the platform with not enough ammo and too many enemies. I was down to my last pistol clip, and I thought I had taken out a group of 9 tails, got careless and greedy, and was shot in the back by the one I missed while I was getting ammo off the bodies.
Oof.
And
This
if
must be
nothing
Star
else,
Citizen.
Star Citizen can make for some pretty great pictures. And so there's this one. And
Gorgeous.
the next one that they submitted is this one. I think this is an image of him looting the bodies. There's just some bodies strewn
Yeah.
on the ground. Or maybe that might
What
be
are the-
his dead body. I'm not sure.
What a cool pyramid scheme of a game.
And then this one, which I just love, it's a stellar horizon. So his ship is hovering over this planet at lower altitude, and the sun is just coming over. It's beautiful.
So pretty.
And the final submission for this week's show
Hey,
is from Morocco, and it's a picture of the Pip-Boy. And they say really liking the mysterious serum you get from the Cabot quest.
Oh, I loved that. That was so fun.
And
Yeah.
so on their Pip-Boy, they have plus 18 strength and plus 6 endurance, plus 4 charisma, and plus 10 agility. So, yeah. So those are the screenshots and stories. Let's talk about what we've been playing. Rick, what have you been up to?
Oh, actually, I got back into Destiny 2 a good bit, and I've been playing that here and there with my wife, coworker, and another friend of ours. And we've been doing there's like a festival, a solstice festival they have every year.
Uh-oh.
And what?
Nothing. Continue.
What'd you do?
I just accidentally opened Steam, and now everything's opening over your guys' cameras. Continue. Move on. Move along.
And so, goofball. So I've been playing a good bit of Destiny, but that's not the game that I want to talk about. You know, the game that I really want to talk about that has gotten me back into VR gaming.
Oh, no.
Hardcore.
Hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades?
Blade and Sorcery. Okay, so I stumbled upon this YouTube video about the new Blade and Sorcery update, and I've never ever played this game. And basically, the best way to think about it is it's like Skyrim VR, but better. Like if Skyrim were made for VR, this is what Blade and Sorcery is. So it's sword fighting. There's magic. It's an early access game. It's like $20 right now. It works very, very well. There's like a dungeon crawling mode. I think there's like a gem mode where you collect gems as you go through this small dungeon thing, and then there's survival or a sandbox mode where you can kind of do whatever you want in sandbox mode. They do want to turn it into an RPG
Oh, really?
at some point. Yeah.
How
So
do you
it's
feel
like an
about
RPG.
that?
I'm excited.
Oh, yeah?
The way this game plays. Okay, so you can put so you have different weapon slots on your shoulders and then your side, so you can put a dagger and a sword and then a shield and a claymore on your back. You can wear armor, you can put that on, and a mirror, you can put it on. What blew me away was when you first start, there's the sun's behind you and you can see your shadow on the ground. And I raised my arms and moved my hands down like this, and my arms naturally do this motion. So did my shadow.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
They modeled an assumption of what arms most naturally do when you're moving your arms, just whatever.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you can glitch it, but if you're just moving your arms like this, the in-game arms pretty much match what your arms are doing,
Neat.
which is kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
But where this game really shines for me is its brutality.
Oh,
And
really?
I didn't think that I was an incredibly brutal person until I was given the tools of an early day Saxon
You sound like a dictator.
and was like, you it's survival mode, and it's like you're gonna be set upon by enemies.
Mhm.
Have a mace, have fun. And so I remember one person ran up to me, and I swung, and I accidentally let go of the mace, and it flew out, and then she swung and hit me. But I can like grab her, like, because that's part of the game is you can grab their body. And so I grabbed her head and then bashed her head into the floor a lot. And then she died. And then I got a sword out of that transaction. And then
Oh,
like it's that brutal. You can like somebody swung and I went to try to grab them with telekinesis, but I accidentally like grabbed their mouth and was like shink shink and just stabbed them in the face and
Ho-
dropped them.
Hobbit
Like,
in the chat says you can actually beat a dude to death with another dude's arm in that
yes,
game.
you can. You
holy
absolutely can.
shnikes.
So, I would do this thing where I ended up getting a dagger and I'd flip it around so the dagger's sticking out of the bottom of my hand, and I'd have an axe in the other hand,
Yeah.
right? And so I'd sweep their legs out and they'd flop on the ground, and then I'd like stab them in the face. Uh, I parried somebody, and their sword arm went across my chest, and I trapped it with my right arm, and my left arm was on top of their arm, and my blade happened to be
Oh my
pointed
gosh.
at them, and I just went stab, 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 stab. Like it's like there was a point where I'm sweating. I'm genuinely sweating in my VR thing. I've got blood smeared across my screen and it's dripping down, and I feel the sweat dripping down. I'm like, bring on the enemies. You just
My
do it.
goodness.
So
I
how
mean,
did you
like-
how did you feel after all of that?
Fine. It was fun, right? There was only one
Did you like
moment.
have a cigarette or
There was one moment where I literally said out loud to myself, I am never doing that again. So what it was, I was playing the dungeon, and the game is so intuitive. Like you can just do a lot of different things and you don't even realize you can do it. Like if you want to make a flaming sword, you conjure a fireball in your hand and then slide your sword through it, and it makes
Oh,
your sword flamey.
cool.
Yeah, there's some real cool like magic stuff you can do. If you imbue a fire staff, or if you imbue a staff with fire and smack it on the ground, it blows out like homing fireballs and stuff. Like it's just really cool how beyond the brutality, it's just a really cool how they've designed the mechanics in the game. You're from like the slow down time effect, your telekinesis effect, your electricity, like lightning bolt, and then fire. But the one thing that I kind of felt really bad about was I killed someone in this room because I'm doing the dungeon, and then
Right.
I look and I see this like meat hook hanging from the ceiling, and I'm like, no, there's no way. So I
Oh,
grab both the
no.
shoulders and the body, and I
no.
go and
no.
stick her on this meat hook, and it comes through the chest, and I was like, I'm never doing that again. That felt horrible.
Yikes.
That felt so bad. I just didn't know you could do that, right? I just thought it
Yeah.
But then like in the there's this like citadel place, and I ended up having a rapier and a dagger, and I kept doing this like move where I'd start and I'd have my arm above my head with the rapier pointed down, and then my dagger horizontally across, and that seemed to work very well for parrying and stabbing and stuff. But there happened to be a metal grate on the side of the wall leaning up, like a part that hadn't been installed, and it had spikes sticking off of it, like you would see in Skyrim, those like metal grates that swung at you and they had spikes on them. It was
Right.
like that. So I knocked this guy down and then picked him up by the head and went, and then went and slowly pushed his head onto a spike, and you see his eyes cross and then close, and the spike comes through.
Oh.
No.
I think this one would be too much for me.
It's a bit much when you really get in. It's a bit much, but I've had so much fun just sword fighting. Like like just learning how to parry, like watching someone fight. It's you're actually trying to like parry the move and learn how to sword fight. And if you swing too hard and too fast, it'll knock the sword out of your hand because you don't have a good grip. But if you swing slow and steady, you can do more damage, and it's one of the things I was thinking about was like, man, like they don't really have the
Brilliant.
weight. You can't feel a weight of the hammer, but they do it in such a way where even if you swing your hands, like your character doesn't really move. So you tend to swing slower to kind of counteract that weight of the hammer or what it would be. But like they've really put a lot of thought into certain things in the game, like the lightning bolt spell will ripple between metal objects. So if somebody casts a lightning bolt at you, you can like kind of stop it with your sword.
Yeah.
It just attracts to your sword.
Yeah.
But if somebody's wearing sheet armor,
Ooh,
it will ripple
yeah.
to their armor, and fire leaves burn marks. You can. What was the other thing you do with fire? I forget. There's something else cool that you could do with fire that I didn't think about. You can eat in the game. There's apples you can pick up and eat, and it leaves a little apple core. They have like a whole like rappelling system and climbing system that's very cool, and it's what it is to me is like it's the groundwork for a really, really cool VR RPG where you can really do anything, go anywhere, play with anything, manipulate stuff. I mean, it's just like, you watch your sword get hooked in like the hilt of an axe, because like axe has that like round part to the blade, and it gets hooked in there and it gets stuck a little bit. So you have these sword fights and like you kind of get stuck on each other.
Yeah.
You're like, and it's just a really interesting. I would advise anybody to check this game out. It's called Blade and Sorcery, and despite its brutality, there is some really cool mechanics that we've seen in other games. But to see it in VR,
Yeah.
and to like, to have a little bit of platforming in a VR game is really interesting. But I've been playing that like every night this week for like, and I've killed my VR battery just like playing it for so long.
And refresh our listeners, what kind of VR headset are you using?
Oculus Rift 2. So it's the Meta Oculus Rift 2. I actually really like it, regardless of the meta of it, because it's wireless. So I can just play it through. If you have a 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi router, you can, and a good PC, you can stream your game to your headset without having any wires and tethers, and it's pretty awesome. And you can draw your boundary, so it's a lot more moldable than like the Windows mixed reality is and stuff like that. So
yeah, my dad won an Oculus Rift 2, and
aren't they cool?
It's okay. I have a different opinion about it, but I don't know. VR is still something that's a little bit. I'm not entirely sold on it, but it sounds like from what you're talking about in the game that you've played that it's coming around.
Well, what the feeling I got was, do you remember when you played PlayStation like 2 for the first time, or like Halo 1?
There's edges on things.
Well, not even that, but like you're like, holy crap, if we're here.
Yeah. That's what
I
I'm
can see
that's
where
what I'm
we're
saying.
going through this game.
Yeah.
And it's at that PlayStation 2 Halo 1 level of like ability to do things. They're laying groundwork for the functionality and the physics and stuff. So when games start finally getting made to be big, expansive games like Skyrim, but like built from the ground up for VR, it's going to be a whole different thing. And when VR headsets start getting a little bit better to where, it once you put it on, you really can't tell where the screen begins and the bezel is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so excited for that because it's just so immersive. Like, and I hate to say this, but like there were moments when I was playing that game where you just feel so like it was like kind of like a Senua's Sacrifice, when you get done a battle and there's more coming and you're like, just bring it, you really feel in that game the story. But this one, you're more a part of the action in a visceral sense. And like there was a point where I was like, I saw somebody coming at me from a balcony and I just pointed my sword at him and followed him down, like, bring it, just like you really got into this like visceral state of mind of like,
wow.
It's so fun. I do want to stream it at some point because it will be fun to watch this and watch Lee's reaction. Yeah. So that's like really what I've been playing.
I wonder if video games will now finally become, the violence that they create in our society.
I don't know.
We're always talking on this show about how all of this evidence has shown that video games actually don't cause violence, and then we have Rick here. He's like, I bashed this chick's head in with my hands.
I don't know. It's cathartic in a way because it's fake and like you're
Yeah,
like
we still know the difference between what's real and
Yeah.
what's
On
video games.
no
this is
on
the
the
guy
on
that
the
cut me off
topic
in the street.
on the
you know?
topic of catharticism, being cathartic.
Yeah.
That's what I use our VR headset for. I will load up a beach somewhere.
Mm,
And I
Just
will
sit
literally
there.
just sit there and listen to the
the
ocean and the
beach.
seagulls, and I'll
Mhm.
every so often I'll turn and I'll look around my shoulder and I'll just look at the cliffs or the
Mhm.
waterfalls, or I'll just pull up some sort of 4K YouTube VR video that like does like a drone fly over Norway, and just take it all in. It's really awesome. Yeah, very good for that purpose.
But yeah, I mean, it's Arch in the chat says if they come out with an actual game, I'll look back into it. But yeah,
Right.
he's right. It is basically just a fighting sim at this point. But again, Skyrim without story would be a fighting simulator. So it's the groundwork that is early access. And this game has come a very far way. And I don't know if it's ever going to come out. I mean, this could be one of those games that just kind of stay in early access forever. Fine.
I don't know. I think Skyrim
But-
without a story would be a cheese hoarding simulator.
Yeah, yeah.
it's like Boneworks. Boneworks was an experimentation in the limits of VR and what you can do with it, and
Yeah.
and from there other things are capable. I mean, just look at Alex, which was based off Boneworks, and so which Alex has the great functionality and the
Which
story.
we still need to
I
finish.
know.
We
But-
also need to finish It Takes Two and
Yeah.
And Life
Life is
is
Oh
Strange.
my God, you guys,
And Back 4
stack is
Blood.
getting larger. Anyway, Bender, what have you been playing?
That's why we call it GameStack. We don't actually play any games. We just put them on a stack.
Stack them.
Stack them. Stack
Like
them.
my project.
I've been pretty busy in the world of video games recently.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had the privilege of joining a Sea of Thieves takeover for the Golden Glory weekend last weekend. It was Golden Glory on the Seas, and if you don't know what that is double gold, double glory, sometimes triple in some instances, on all of your loot and accolades from the day. And Teach Courage, who is a streamer on Twitch, and she's been part of the streamers spotlight on our show. We should actually ask her on as a guest.
Yeah, I'd be down.
But she was doing a takeover to celebrate reaching her goal of 10,000 followers on Twitch. And as just a little bit of a bonus, that morning of the takeover, she woke up and found out that she made Twitch partner.
Woo!
And so that was sort of a double whammy. And
Congrats, Teach Courage.
it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I sailed on Callie's boat, who I believe is listening live in the chat right now. And we were on a brig with Kit, and we were running Athena's all day, raking in the gold and the glory. And it was just so much fun. Yeah, it was a grand time. I made like 2 million gold
Nice.
so much
in a
gold.
single day. Yeah, it was wild. I've also been playing a lot of American Truck Sim. I think I'm starting.
Join that freedom convoy.
I think I'm No.
Rex, no.
I do want to say something about
Your
that.
truck on down to
No!
DC.
It took me a really long time to get back into Truck Sims because
After
of
that,
that whole political debacle. I stopped playing Truck Sims for like
Oh,
6
jeez.
months. Yeah. So I'm proud to say that I'm now moved past my trauma from that historical
trucking
incident,
against tyranny.
and I am I've hopped back into American Truck Sim. I think actually it's for my I'm missing California a little bit.
Mhm.
And so I do have some pictures though for you guys. So this image here is I went to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell, right? So there's Caesar's
yeah.
Palace and the Bellagio, and then you can see the fountains,
Frank Ocean.
the fountains,
The Eiffel Tower.
and the fake Eiffel Tower, faux Paris. Yeah,
Is that
Paris,
what they call
Paris. No, it's
Shalene just
just
disappeared.
Paris Hotel.
What the hell?
Paris
I'm
Hotel.
sorry.
is she?
It's really dark. My light bulb burned out, so it's dark in my room.
I also have this one, which I sent to Shalene. It is a picture of a sign of New Mexico. It says, "Welcome to New Mexico, the land of enchantment."
That sign exists.
And
That's a real sign.
There's no real
awesome.
picture of my truck, but you can see it here in the background. It's a very boxy cab over truck. This is a mod that I downloaded. It's a Peterbilt 352. It's an old
I ain't no Mac, I'm a Peterbilt.
It's a 1972 cab over Peterbilt, and this thing purrs like a kitten. It is so ballsy, you guys. When I'm going down the highway, it's like, and I've got my wheel, and I've got the country music just blaring, and I'm having a grand old time. It's great. Going through New Mexico. Yeah, it's wonderful.
I don't know why you
awesome.
didn't stop by to say hello.
I know. This is the inside of the cab. It's got the old-fashioned ivory wheel on
Nice.
it with no buttons or anything, and the old dials, no displays or digital analog things. It's all switches, you know, the classic
CB
old
radio?
stuff. Yeah, up here on the top.
I
And
thought that was the CB radio.
I
Nice.
liked this image because I was literally in the middle of nowhere. It's
Yeah.
it's nothing but desert.
That's New
It's-
Mexico.
It's me and tumbleweeds, right? And the power lines. So it's a lot of fun. And all of the switches actually do work in this truck.
Nice.
So yeah, it's really fun to drive it. And then I hopped into Deep Rock Galactic.
Aren't you glad you tried it?
Now, I've talked about Deep Rock on the show when you weren't on, and I'm super
yeah?
glad that you're here because now I can tell you about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wanna know what you
And
thought.
so I picked this up based on your recommendation, which is which is something that I've learned not to do based on you know past experiences. But you know I oftentimes will ignore my inner intuition. And I picked up Deep Rock on a Steam sale. And I played a little bit of it by myself, and then I told Jess to pick it up so that we could play it together. And then we played it, and we had so much fun. And then she roped Hobbit, who is in the chat listening to the show. She roped
Rock and
Hobbit
Stone.
into getting it, and now we are a party of three, traversing through the caves and destroying all things. It's so much fun.
Ain't it? Ain't it?
This game has the best video game lobby ever.
Doesn't it?
Ever. Like it's
great.
we spent 50% of our time last night in the lobby.
Have you ever kicked barrels into the bay?
Well, let me.
underneath the
Okay,
ship?
so this image here is of me in front of the Abyss Bar. I've
Yeah,
got
you
my
can
my
dance.
fro and my wonderful beard. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just. It's like so brilliant. And then Lloyd,
Dwarf without his beard.
Lloyd in the background. I'm like, hey Lloyd, what's up? That's the little robot dude.
Always
He's so
tip
cute.
the bartender.
Always tip Lloyd.
Always tip.
And then you know the girls came over and we
Well,
started
right.
dancing. And so this is Jess here on the left. She's got all of her
So she's the
driller garb, and
You're the scout. And she's
I'm the
engineer.
scout, and Hobbit is the engineer. Yeah, and I love Hobbit's hat. She's got the little
Oh, the
German
Swiss thing. Yeah, or the
Swiss
German thing.
fedora. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And you see all the beer mugs there?
Oh my gosh.
They decided that they were gonna see if you could pass out from drinking too much beer, like Sea of Thieves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's do it for science. And Hobbit found out the hard way. She started drinking and all the mugs everywhere. And then like we turned around and she was on the floor. She's just look at her. She's just
Yep.
on the
Oh
floor.
Oh my goodness.
Passed right out.
That's
She's
great.
totally done. And of course you've got to go over and revive her. Which was super cute because you like pop this little bottle with this
You
like
pour
red
water all over.
cross on it, and you pour like purple juice all over her, and that's like the cinematic for. Yeah, it was fun. And then we found the hot
What is
tub.
this? I never saw this.
So in the drop pod chamber,
Uh-huh.
there at the very top, there's like a rocket, the booster for the
Yeah.
for the drop pod. There's like lava in there, right? And if you hop up high enough, you can drop down inside of the lava. And we
not know
all
that.
three of us were in there, and it was like a hot tub. Look at it. We're just having our best life.
That's funny.
We're just sitting there in this lava hot tub, and it was so much fun. We had so much fun playing, and it was really funny because we just kept saying like, "Oh, just one more round. Let's just do one more. Let's just do one more." And that's
Yeah.
how you kind of know You kind of know that
It's
a
a good
game
game.
is that it's roping you in.
Yeah.
So-
Which scenario is your favorite? Like, what type of mission is your favorite?
I don't really know yet. I really do like the mining.
Okay. Oh, okay.
We did do some of the egg missions.
Yeah.
And we did recently do the pipeline mission,
Yeah,
which was
those
a
are
bit
my favorite.
that was a little bit confusing. I think I need to play some more of that to try
Yeah,
to
the first one's
understand
always
it
a little
bit
strange,
better,
but those ended up being our favorite, followed by the escort missions when you escort Betsy.
yeah, okay.
The big
We
driller.
haven't done that yet.
Yeah, those
so
are fun.
anyways, DRG, highly recommend. That's my
Good
gameplay.
game.
What about you, Shalene?
Well, I am still regularly playing Fallout 76 with Archin, working on that homework and working on filling out my spreadsheet with plans and mods and stuff. So recently I spent 16,000 caps on a dress. It was one of the asylum dresses.
And here we are talking about $100,000.
Wait, was it the nurse outfit?
Yeah, it was
Which
the
color?
blue one. The blue one.
Do
Yeah.
you have all of them now?
No, I have brown, blue, and green. So I still need pink, red, and yellow.
Jeez.
So
You've been at those forever.
yeah, I've been pretty lax about doing asylum runs though. I hadn't done one in quite a while. But I found that one in a vending machine. I also found a clean straight jacket not too long ago. I bought that for like 10,000 caps. It was I have very few caps now.
Apparently so.
But
The limit's 27,000, right?
Isn't Archin your in-game?
40,000.
Isn't Archin like your in-game sugar daddy though?
Yes.
He's like, here, have 3,000 stim packs. Or
Yes.
purified water.
He's your Elvis to your Priscilla.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't have to worry too much about lack of things because I can just ask. So that's always good. But yeah, and we just got the Zeta Invaders magazine about 20 minutes ago. That was great. So
Goodness.
You couldn't wait to get it from him?
no, well, it's okay. So I have one in my collection, right? I have a complete magazine collection. However, to get all of the in-game challenges for collecting magazines, you have to pick it up yourself. So he was standing by it, like waiting for me. I found it in a tent. So I don't want to just leave this man guarding this magazine for an hour. And if the timing had been slightly different, you guys never would have known that I was doing something different. But it happened to be time to open the present. So
nice.
Anyway, Fallout 76 with Archin. It's not a game, it's a way of life.
Brilliant.
I also finally sat down and spent some time with Stray. Stray, of course, is the cat game that everybody's been talking about.
Right.
The orange tabby cat. And I fell in love with this game immediately. The game boots up and you're a cat and there are some other cats and they're your little cat family. And you can go meow at the other cats and you can nuzzle them and you can go to sleep in a little adorable kitty pile. And it was just brilliant. I fell in love immediately. And then things happen and you end up as a cat on your own. And suddenly you find yourself in this post-apocalyptic city. And I'm like, is it possible for me to choose a video game that's not a post-apocalyptic game? Like, what's the deal?
That's great.
I signed up for kittens and I got a post-apocalyptic city.
I wonder if it's like the prequel to like that scene in Book of Eli
Book of Eli
Oh
was
my
so
goodness.
when he's
It
hunting
was.
for food
Oh dear. Stop.
and kills the
Stop.
cat.
good. You know what, Shalene? I think you're onto something. I want to be a cat in a post-apocalyptic world. Like
Yeah.
legit. Like I want other levels. I want other cities. I want to wander through the United States Midwest as a cat in post-apocalyptic United States and be like
Yeah.
catching mice, living my best life, avoiding
You can-
radioactive zones.
Something that I enjoy about Stray is that you can do kitty things. You can stop and drink water from a puddle, or if you find a little water source. And it's very cute. If you find a rug, you can knead the rug with your little kitty claws. And there are cans of paint that you can just push off the ledge.
I was just
like
going to
cats
ask,
do.
but can you push things off a table?
Yes, and these cans of paint, if you push it off the ledge and then you walk through the spilled paint, you leave little paint kitty tracks behind you.
little toe beans.
And they say games cause violence. All I want to do is
So
meow at
true.
things.
And let's see, what else really charmed me about this game? It's some very simple platforming. It's not really skill-based platforming. You just kind of move the camera until you get the prompt to jump. And there is some very gentle puzzle solving in the nature of, I have to use this item over here. I have to carry this item over here and then use it. And I've had to find a code on a wall that's very, very simple puzzle solving.
Nice.
It's much more a walking sim than I would call it a puzzle game or a platformer. Just you play as a kitty. I do want to know how this cat learned to read. 'Cause it is kind of implied that the cat can read. And partway through, I played a little over an hour, and you can befriend this little robot. He's a little flying drone. He is adorable. His name is B12, and he becomes your partner. And he gives you a little backpack. And the way the cat reacts when B12 puts this backpack on him is just the best thing. He hates this backpack so much.
Right. Like
And he
cats
starts
do.
like crawling on the floor like he's wearing 800 pounds on his back. Like it's just hilarious. And
What about like going to the bathroom?
so far I
Do you,
haven't
like-
had to do that.
Do you like
Yeah.
scrape the ground
I
and
don't-
try
I
to
don't think
cover?
that's a
Hacking up a
thing.
hairball.
Yeah.
Are there
Haven't done either
hairballs?
of those things. I think they drew the line at cat realism with
It's too bad.
certain bodily functions.
It's really too bad.
But
I really
is
wish
very,
video
very
games would.
cute.
I really wish video games would sometimes cross that line.
yeah, there is an enemy in the game. It's not completely peaceful. So there were some chase sequences in that first hour. And I have met some other characters. We have some dialogue options, and I'm looking forward to diving a little deeper in.
Nice.
So, yeah, I just, the first time that I nuzzled another cat, like 2 minutes into the game, I was like, game of the year.
Oh no.
Wonderful. That's it. That's my
That's
gameplay.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Sweet.
Huh. Well, folks, that is pretty much the evening for us. We do want to thank you for listening to GameStack Podcast. Don't forget the show is sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. If you head on over to oakandcrow.com, you can pick up a bag of We Just Love Coffee blend. $2 from every bag goes to the Children's Miracle Network. And if you want to send us packages like Vodka Knockers, you can do so. Listen back to the P.O. Box address, or you can just send us an email and share a story or ask us a question by sending us an email at info@wejustlovegames.com. You can also find us on Twitter at We Just Love Games, Shalene at Shalene L, myself at Vendortron N. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/WeJustLoveGames, facebook.com/groups/WeJustLoveGames. And we're on Discord if you're listening live right now. You're not in our Discord, scroll down right below. The link for Discord is there. You can hop right in. If you're listening after the fact, you can navigate over to our page, twitch.tv/WeJustLoveGames, where we record the show live, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time every Friday. We are also on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google, Apple, and all other podcast platforms that you could think of. Please like, subscribe, and review the show. Thank you all for listening. Do either of you have a last word? Rick?
Yeah, keeping in the theme of Stray. Please don't litter. Spay and neuter your critter.
Good night, everyone.